So it looks like the Florida indictment, they're postponing it, so we're not going to get a trial with that classified documents case. And then it comes to the Georgia indictment where he wanted to steal the 2020 election. It looks like we're indefinitely postponing that case too. So it's okay to steal elections in Georgia? Who knew? You can steal elections in Georgia if you want to. But you're not allowed to give Stormy Daniels hush money payments in New York. We know that now. In Florida, so you're allowed to take classified documents. Classified documents in Florida, you can take all the classified documents you want. In Georgia, you can steal all the elections you want. I want to talk about the last indictment, the D.C. indictment. The D.C. indictment is the best one. It needs to happen soon. He was indicted August 1st, 2023. An indictment means 12 of his countrymen thinks that Donald Trump committed a crime. At least 12 of his countrymen out of 23 thinks that Donald committed a crime. He needs to go to trial. The whole point of the indictment is to stop a felony, an arbitrary absolute power. It's a bulwark. The reason we have the grand jury is a bulwark to the petite jury. But if you have an indictment, that means there is probable cause, and 12 people think that there's probable cause. 12 of your peers, not just some asshole in a suit, not just some other asshole in a suit defending the first asshole in a suit. Really, to fuck over a person, a poor man in America, you just need one corrupt cop, one corrupt judge, and one corrupt prosecutor. If you got that combination, well, you can just fuck that poor man over. He can't afford a lawyer, and if he did afford a lawyer, he'd have to do it, just by piecemeal. Give him $1 million retainer. Oh, he might be your lawyer. But if you have to pay him, by the hour, he ain't going to give a shit. He's going to tell you to plead out. You know what you call 10,000 lawyers at the bottom of the ocean? A good start. You know how you can tell when a lawyer is lying? When he moves his lips. This case is the United States of America versus Donald Trump. The United States of America, this is a federal indictment, 2020 election interference case. He tried to steal the fucking election. He tried to overthrow the damn thing. Trump is accused of participating in a scheme to interfere with the peaceful transfer of power. He absolutely did. He was there. He made the speech. He said, take this building over. We all saw it. He isn't going to go take it himself. He's going to get his underlings to, fight and die for him. After he lost the 2020 election to now President Joe Biden, the indictment accuses Trump and 6 unindicted, unnamed co-conspirators of knowingly spreading lies that there was widespread fraud in the election and that he had actually won. And that ultimately led to the January 6, 2021 attack on the Capitol. That's a civil war. These motherfuckers are pushing for a civil war. The Mississippi plan proves that terrorism and violence will get you the election result that you desire. And if this election is decided by terrorism and violence, you're going to try to tell me the future fucking elections? What was it, that Nazi, fucking Nick Fuente? He says that he wants Trump to get in there one more time and then just stay in. Be a dictator for life. Fucking crazy. These are the people that care about the Republic. So they say they care about the Republic. Get Donald in there so he can destroy the Republic. Get the fuck out of here. There's 4 counts total. The indictment text, he was indicted August 1st, 2023. So he's already got the indictment. The 5th Amendment guarantees an indictment. Before you get a felony, you have to get a grand jury indictment before a felony can be put upon you. That's the 5th Amendment. That's pretending the U.S. Constitution means a goddamn thing. It's just an old rag, old piece of parchment. Who gives a shit, right? Grand jury indictment. Who wants to go through all that shit? If you're a corrupt bastard, why not just throw a fucking man's life away? 4 counts total: conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, obstruction of an attempt to obstruct an official proceeding, and a conspiracy against rights. I like that, conspiracy against rights. He pleaded not guilty. The initial trial was scheduled for March 4th. The date was postponed. Trump appealed with the claim of presidential immunity. Presidential immunity? He's not the president anymore. How can he still say presidential immunity? The nation's highest court heard arguments on the claim April 25th, and they're expected to rule by the end of June. Where's this ruling at? What is taking so damn long? And the Supreme Court's already kind of covered Trump's ass with one thing. They tried to throw his name off the damn ballot because of what? Yeah, you got Robert Kennedy getting thrown off the ballots here and there, and people all defended Donald. He tried to overthrow our fucking government. The 14th Amendment says that if you try to overthrow our government, if you're an insurrectionist against our own government, you don't get to be in government no more. That was for the Confederacy. The Confederate flag never waved in the White House until Donald got there. So this is Special Counsel Jack Smith's second case against Trump. It was unveiled in August. Former president was indicted in Washington on felony charges. So at least 12 of his countrymen thinks that he committed a felony. Now get him a petite jury trial. He gets a lawyer. He gets a fair shake. If he has a lawyer and a fair shake and they still think he's guilty, well then shit. In the election, 2020 election, run up violent riots. Oh, Your Honor, we didn't try to overthrow the government. It was just a riot. We were just trying to start a riot, Your Honor. Oh, well, get the hell out of here. He don't get the riot act. Samuel Adams is going to read the riot act for Daniel Shays. But their defense is it was just a riot. It wasn't an insurrection. They weren't trying to overthrow the government. It was just a party that got out of hand. And then you had Tucker Carlson saying for just walking in the door, that's all they did was just walk in the door. Okay, there's killing, there's breaking and entering, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Just walking in the door. Oh, okay. The congressional certification of Joe Biden's victory. Trump repeatedly told supporters and others that he had won the election. He knew it was a lie. He knew it was false. He describes how he tried to persuade state officials. What a wrangled web we weave when we practice to deceive. So he's just a constant liar, post-truth error. This is your fucking savior, the liar of Lionville. The case had been set for trial on March 4th in federal court in Washington, but that date was canceled amid an appeal by Trump on the legally untested question of whether a former president is immune from prosecution for official acts taken in the White House. Hey, I was in the White House when I tried to overthrow my own government. So we're cool, right, guys? Well, it's all cool. I already had the power, and I was mad about losing the power, and that's why I lied. That's all right, everybody, right? Is that all right? All right, see y'all later. No, see you later. The Supreme Court injected fresh uncertainty to the trial date, saying Wednesday it would hear the arguments in late April. So we don't know if a trial can be completed before the November election. Well, fucking great. Fucking great. How stupid. He had to pay $83 million to Jean Carroll on January 1st. Continued social media attacks against the longtime advice columnist over her claims that he sexually assaulted her in a Manhattan department store. This is your Jesus Christ, huh? The rapist who's got to pay $83 million. Mr. 34 felonies. Mr. Steal the 2020 election in Georgia. Steal the 2020 election in D.C. Mr. Stormy Daniels, Mr. Stealing classified documents, Mr. Indictment on top of indictment on top of lawsuit, civil lawsuit being sued on top of indictment on top of indictment. Give me a fucking break. This is your all's champion. This is your all's people's hero. He's going to make everything right again, make America great again, like turn it into the Confederacy. Trump is the anti-Lincoln. Lincoln was a great man. This motherfucking